It's the time to get down.
Okay, take a look. Here she is, Maria Schneider. This is a piece from YouTube. I don't know if any of you remember her. There she was, as she looks. This is a more recent picture.
Did she make money when she started?
Nos anos 70, quando ela ficou famosa.
Well, she did, but she didn't get the recognition she wanted. See, she wanted to be known. She later said everybody wanted her to take off her clothes.
After that,
yeah, and because she really was so famous for that act where she and being this is where he sodomizes her with the butter. See the butter?
Why did he sodomize? Is it rape?
Well, no. The whole movie Last Tango is about this couple that decide to just continue to meet anonymously and have sex. They would never tell each other their name. You didn't see the movie's really weird. So this is the scene. Now, we're not showing it today. They're much more graphic. But she was one little fine honey. There she is right there.
So it's improv?
So what happened was, in this movie, Marlon Brando was 48 at the time. I think she was something like 19 or 20. And anyway, so she really said she felt abused, used. She didn't do any more naked roles. She later on became suicidal and into drugs. Well, she just passed, and that's why everybody's looking again at her life.
What'd she pass from?
I'm not sure. She was
use of the body, probably.
But not butter.
I thought it was cancer.
Yeah, it was cancer. She had finally found some love with a woman she'd known, and now so she was then supposedly in a much happier state from her early time. So we just wanted to send out our regards to her. Maria Schneider. She was such a beautiful. I remember her in all her beauty.
Did she act more after this?
She did. She did like 4 more pieces, none of which she really revealed herself. But obviously she never got over the fame associated with that movie, Last Tango. Remember, a very strange movie about two people who meet looking at an apartment and decide to have sex but never to tell each other who they are.
Monsters Balls, if you ask me.
Kind of weird movie. Really slow and European style sometimes.
Was slow. I kind of remember
really
that.
slow to me. I mean, I was like young going, this is killing me.
It was the last tangos.
Yes, well, it was the last tango.
That was all they could do. Was just one more. That was it. It was sleepy.
All right, so that was Maria Schneider. But she took, again, you know, it's hard to cover a story with anal sex in it. As
I disagree.
But we thought it would give you a Woody.
I beg to disagree.
That's right, because it was the Green Bay Packers.
Speaking of church.
The Mud Packers. Okay, that's another story.
Okay.
All right. So now, so that's Maria Schneider. Now, we got to get to the other thing real quick, you guys, because we got to get to some sports, but there's some news going on. And
Egypt.
The news has been Egypt, you all.
Shit is blowing up over there.
It's blowing up.
What's wrong over there?
And he does not mean that in a good way.
It's not.
Oh,
it's not the bomb.
No, it's not.
It's not the bomb.
Yeah, we're taking all this negative stuff and positive over here, but over there they're really meaning blowing
You know,
up.
here's the thing to take into account, you guys, which I think really makes it crazy. Not a movement that was really organized by people. So you had something that occurred spontaneously almost.
Black American experience.
Man, that's wild. That things just got so crazy that people just took to the streets.
That's right.
Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. When the time comes and people start to move, this was one of those times. People don't know what to do.
Just coming and moving. Moving and coming.
It's happening.
You know what?
Any order you prefer.
You know what? You guys are just bad men. Man,
y'all
didn't catch. You guys don't catch all the.
We just showed you bacon burgers followed by anal sex video.
Man.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Okay, it's parquet.
The sequel starring Maria. No, I'm stop lying.
Oh God.
Well, first of all,
she should have done those. You know what? If he should have done those commercials.
No,
she should have done those commercials. Been supposed to go for I can leave it out. Maria Schneider in. I can't believe it's not butter. And then she turned around and said, I can't believe it's not butter.
I'm telling you that butter scene. So you guys are just too. It was so controversial. Well, think about it. Back then, you're gonna sodomize somebody with some butter, and you're a major star. This is a major movie. We're all in the theater waiting because that's the only reason I was there. I'm telling you, had it not been no butter scene, Mario would have been somewhere else.
She didn't have to do that scene. There should have been counsel for her manager. Someone should have helped her through that.
She was young,
19, 20.
Yeah, she didn't have any guidance.
Well, what age were you when you started anal sex?
I'm just saying, like, I mean,
speak on it. Speak on it.
Young to be,
that young.
It's broadcast.
They heard hear that.
It's a movie. Come on now. Even a 19-year-old understands it's a movie.
They're doing anal sex before 19.
Unless it was improv.
They
got that preteen.
Go back in time when she was doing her thing.
They was doing booty back then.
I would hope so. I'm just saying.
They was packing. That's how they
You
got the
know
Green
what?
Bay Packers.
Next, what's the next subject?
No, I'm
Egypt.
serious
We
though.
went to
I mean, it's
Egypt. Let's leave her alone.
doing the
Well,
but
she.
sexy.
All right.
Ain't
Well,
nothing wrong. Doing low butter all night long. Hey.
He
Sorry.
just took it, ran with it.
oh, it's that butter.
It's that butter, baby.
All right. So, but back to Egypt.
Yeah. In
As
other
you guys
news-
know, there was a shutdown of the internet now, so we're not going to
Yeah,
deal with
and
the
telephone.
Right. So the question was,
And
how
butter.
was that done? How and who helped shut down the internet?
The
Here's a
butter
piece.
industry did this shit.
It's the butter folks.
Shut down internet access in an effort to stifle growing anti-government protests.
I got that
Their
scarf.
actions were condemned worldwide, including by U.S. President Barack Obama. But a U.S. company is working with Egypt's state telecommunications agency, selling its sophisticated tools for spying and controlling web users. Naris, located in Sunnyvale, California, provided
That's up
Telecom
north of San
Egypt
Jose.
with a monitoring tool called Deep Packet Inspection.
Deep
Tim
what?
Carr
Deep
heads
Packet.
the media
Oh,
reform
shit.
organization Free Press.
Rewind
Deep
that.
packet
Body
inspection
cavity cam.
sits on routers.
Deep
around
packet
an
inspection.
internet
I need a deep
network,
packet
and it
inspection.
allows them to sift through, to filter, to surveil
Yes.
internet communications.
DPI permits governments to know which of its citizens is posting criticisms or organizing protests.
So we have that now in America?
That's right.
We have
It's a
that now.
U.S. company.
Cell phone
Hello.
users.
So what's
With
the big
some
deal?
cell phone systems, you can actually geolocate the person that
Well,
is
a
tweeting.
US
via
They got
company-
that on Boost Mobile. I mean, of course they got
And
that.
So
track them
a
down.
U.S.
So it
company
has
is helping the
various
Egyptian
dangerous
government crack down
applications.
on
Naris
terrorism.
is
on
owned
the
by
no, on the
aircraft
civil-
maker
on the-
and
on the
weapons
protesters.
contractor
No, the
Boeing.
protesters.
Isn't that what they do in
refused
America
to return
already, though?
Al Jazeera's
What's the big
calls
deal?
and emails.
Just that is
so
Egypt.
we went to see them
Oh.
in person.
Rob
What does
Reynolds,
Cleopatra
I'm
think
a
about
reporter with Al Jazeera English. I'm here to see if I could speak to executives about your sales of technology to Egypt.
No
Moving says no comment. Nobody.
Who you thought they
is
was going
talking
to say?
me.
Hell yeah. Want some coffee?
The secretive company has also sold technology to Saudi Telecom,
Oh.
Kuwaiti
These are, in other
Wataniya
words,
Telecom,
the
and
U.S.
India's
has
largest
supported a
broadband
number of
provider,
dictators.
Sci-Fi.
Right.
and a
Internet
number of
flying is generally
dictatorships.
illegal in the
Egypt
US.
is one.
Naris is
Saudi
one of
Arabia is
several
another
companies that
famous
sell
one.
Internet tracking and spying
Famous
technology.
regimes that
But there
your,
are no
in other words, your
laws
country
or
has supported
regulations to
dictators
govern
whenever it's
use and
convenient.
sale of
Right.
these
Make it just to
powerful
make money.
tools.
And actually has
Carr
helped
says
them in
more
clamping
transparency
down
and
on
oversight are
protests.
needed.
Clamp, you
We've
say?
been calling for a
That's
more
right, they
thorough
grab.
investigation
That
of
dictator
the
needs to step
uses
on
and
down.
abuses of this
Get on out
technology.
the
We
way.
hope here in the United States that Congress will investigate.
For now, though, protesters and critics of governments around the world should know Big Brother is watching.
So that's what I'm
Rob
saying.
Reynolds, Al
And this
Jazeera,
is technology that we
Sunnyvale,
export. So yes, here in the U.S., it is pretty much widely discussed amongst your communities out there
That's why I
that
fell asleep.
your digital phone systems, they can monitor your phones. Don't get on that phone and say certain things. They
Don't
be
say
not-
butter. It's key words that
That's
they
right.
look
Oh,
for.
yeah,
They'll be
have
at your
to say-
house.
Bomb, butter, EBT, food stamps. All these words are tag words. Never, yeah, they'll find you. Lace front wigs.
Well, here's the other piece. Do we think that the U.S. media has a bias against the Middle East? Let's see.
Obvious topic is the rapidly
Depends what
changing
channel you
situation.
watch.
Across US TV channels, scenarios about how things might develop in Egypt have been criticized by many as being both
His voice sound
pessimistic and
funny.
superficial. They focus on what really matters, the impact
Why
of
you
these
talking
events
like that?
on the United States and its allies in the region.
Is that
Egypt is suddenly
concert?
big news in the
It does
US.
look like LA's concert.
But while the message of
Jay-Z.
the Egyptian youth may have been
Live.
given some attention on US networks, do the Americans
Yeah,
understand
they're
what
parking
they
lot
are seeing?
pimping, baby. They parking lot pimping. They kicking it. That's how you you call it?
The young protesters' call for the removal of
What's it called
Mubarak
when
and
you-
his
at a football
regime
game?
was
Tailgate.
upheld by
That's how you
concern for
tailgate.
U.S. interest and the possible repercussions for Israel.
Her dress is way too short.
American commentators in general view the Egyptian revolution as all about the United States and Israel. It's almost as if the Egyptians don't matter.
3,000
Correct.
protesters in the square of
That's
Cairo
all they
this
talk
morning.
about
The
is
Fox
U.S.
News
and
channel
Israel.
has been busy raising fears,
Protest
suggesting
like an
that these
Egyptian.
protests carry an Islamic jihadist banner.
And the other
There's a
thing they keep
concern
saying,
about
they
the
keep saying,
uprising
it's going to
and trying
lead to an
turn public opinion
Islamist
against the revolt
revolution. It has
and
nothing to
against
do
how
with
other
Muslims.
journalists
Muslim.
are
Yeah,
reporting.
they say it's going to trickle down
Well,
to
it may
other
not
countries
be Al
because Egypt
Jazeera's
is like
fault,
the
but they
leading
certainly
Midwest
That is
country.
possible,
Mideast
though.
country.
I can see that.
They said Egypt's
Al
culture
Jazeera makes a
kind
living
of
blaming
runs the
most
Mideast.
problems in the Middle East on
they
the
think
USA
that's
and
Kind of
Israel.
like America.
Well, that's what they. These
Yeah,
are
it's
these
an
are the
offshoot.
myths. Like example, see, people so easily because we come from a country where people are relatively uneducated. That, Yeah. That people mistake. Okay, they just had this news piece today that in some place in Texas, as part of their expanding of the languages, they were starting to teach some other languages from the Middle East. And the people and some of the protesters were saying, "Why are they spreading the Muslim religion?" And I'm going like, "But they're not spreading the Muslim religion; they're teaching language."
Is Islamic.
Well, that's the language that the Muslims be speaking, and we don't need to learn that here in Texas. Okay. So anyway.
Hey, I'm from Texas.
Well, maybe he's right.
Well, that's because there's some studies that people are starting to see that show that the fastest growing religious population in the United States is Muslims. And it is probably, it's a very large, if you start looking worldwide. Y'all know the breakdowns on religion worldwide?
I do know that Muslim has been up there for a while, though. This is no new news.
Yeah, I don't know what it is right now.
New news.
That was cute.
I know. Yeah.
Let's see what that is. Let's search most popular religions.
Going to our trusty source, our Google.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, right?
I'm telling you, they're attacking us from the cyberspace.
Because you know why? Because you're saying keywords, so now they're
right.
flagging you. So that's why your internet is slow, because now they're trying to see what your IP address is.
Back to the butter.
Well,
yeah, we gotta bring it back to butter.
Well, let's go back to butter.
Keep it light, keep it right.
So we got the sports
When
coming up.
Egyptian authorities shut down internet access.
Yeah, where is it?
Keep going back.
In an effort to stifle growing anti-government protests.
They're attacking us.
Mayday.
Help! Sounds like chaos over there.
Their actions were
Sounds like Egypt over here.
Isn't that the same one you was just watching?
Well, let me ask.
No, he's going
Can I
to
pose a question to the group?
Jesse, pose.
What do you guys think about the government monitoring the internet and the media and communications? I mean, do you think it's effective in terms of cutting down on terrorism or what? I'm just curious.
I don't think it's effective. Terrorism still as big and as wide as it always is. I mean, all
You said big and wide. You stupid.
I think the problem is.
I'm just saying that they've had access long before we even knew about this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's towers all over LA that they're trying to say it's for our cell phones. But
what is it for?
It's microwave towers. They can control people with these towers. Okay,
like drones.
These are weapons of war that they've implanted here in our world.
I know one of them weapons. He's an asshole too. It's my nerves.
Excuse me?
Well, I think they're watching the civilians. It's not just to watch for terrorists. It's that they use it against people who, and historically this has always been the case. It's used against people who dissent. You can say you're looking for terrorists, but they can use it to clap down on people who are either against the government policies.
Exactly. And
against the powers that
that's
be.
right.
And they know when there's a gathering of people who are against the government. They know that. Okay?
Well, the Bible says
Just
when he's gathered,
towers,
2 or 3 in the midst.
Well, it's kind of not like that. No. But
I
they
went to
know
black
when
college.
there's...
I did.
You went to a black college.
Sorry.
So there was limited information. Limited information in a black college.
I was a land grant institution, okay?
No, some of those scholarships.
But you got to be careful of black schools, what you learn, because some of that shit does come from other people that write the checks, and they're not always black folks.
They're not.
At Howard University, they had a big deal because the government provides a bunch of the funding.
A lot of the funding.
And they wanted, it was supposed to be, I think, Ronald Reagan to speak. And people just refused. The student body was like, please don't send that man over here. But the administration was trying to get him to speak.
Yeah, they wanted that money.
And it was causing an uncomfortable situation because the administration was feeling that the student body was embarrassing them.
Oh.
Before the government. And the
Acting
government
like field
was
niggas.
Yeah, you're right. They wanted you to go. Which is always the case at colleges, right? You have these people go along, and that's where protests start because the young folks don't necessarily embrace that.
That's what happened in my school. People were sagging their pants and somebody got shot. And they said we was embarrassing administration. I'm like, he ain't died. He just got shot. Sorry.